Anyways, we put an Ibuka on you guys. Yes, we'll still be showing you guys, Yaba Buluku video. But for now, we had to increase the tension. Tension mole. Yes, because it's a video that you guys really want to stick around to watch. And my producer said, don't give them just yet. So I'll just be waiting. But let's discuss one more story before we bring you Yaba Buluku. I hope producer are ready though. Anyways, Nollywood movie star Iyke has admitted to earning a bad reputation in the early days of his career. According to the movie star, in a recent interview with Sunday School, this bad reputation was because he wasn't schooled on how to handle fame. At first, don't forget, he said, we were not schooled about what to expect as regards being famous and handling fame. We did not understand what it meant. We did a little bit too much that earned us a bad reputation. He said, I could not conduct myself with the best decorum in those days. As one gets older, one understands oneself, one's pattern, the people around one, and the responsibility that has been entrusted onto one. It is not small gift to influence people. One owes the world a certain responsibility, whether one likes it or not. We refused our responsibility along the way, but once we embraced it, things would become easy. That is what I do these days. It is about my business, family, and mental health. Does he have a point?
Is this a joke?
Because they don't teach us how to be good people.
Is this a joke? Because
is it that you're a good person or a bad person?
First of all, Iyke is still super ill-mannered. Till tomorrow. That guy vibes me like someone that has squint. Like a thing is missing. I'm sorry, I guess maybe you guys don't know anything about Iyke. Iyke is the one that everybody knows on that you don't go to his comment sections and say anything. You can say the simplest thing of
probably insult your father or your mother.
And your generation to come. And he's like super vulgar about it, and he doesn't stop. It's to anybody, anytime. Like he's always on Instablog for time. Go to comment section because I don't follow him at all. But if you go to comment sections, you see that did somebody tell this user that this guy is not okay? Like he does absurd stuff on his page. So I'm sorry, this must be a joke because I was hearing the good stuff that he was saying, but there's no action that I've seen that really like correlates with that.
Okay, so the first lines threw me off balance because when you say nobody schooled us on how to, they don't need to school you. I'm sure your parents did a great job, schooling you on how to be a good person. I want to believe you had parents that, kind of schooled you, or you had people around you. Unless you're telling me the people around you were terrible, ill-mannered. Is it that there was no rich man in your family that he was not famous, but because of his fame and his wealth,
because of his wealth, he
was well behaved and everything. What are you telling me?
I'm very confused because I don't think bad behavior and fame are necessarily like hand in hand. Like a lot of people don't have fame, but they are not on bad behaviors, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I mean there should be like some kind of preparedness for the reality that comes with fame, and I know that it's very different. Like I know that you have to understand that privacy is now like a special treatment kind of thing, like it's a rare commodity. I know there are other things, and I know that your mental health can be a little more strained than for someone who doesn't live in the spotlight. So I get that to an extent, but that doesn't necessarily mean that nobody has a school for like, okay,
how
so
to be a good person.
Yeah, exactly, or how to be mannered. So I don't know what he's saying. Again, it's all complete BS to me because that man is still ill-mannered as of yesterday.
But so, wait, what would we name that school? School of the Wise?
What?
What would you name a school where you teach people how to behave properly with decorum?
For fame.
After when they get fame. Since you are the Dry Jokes Tuesday guy.
Decorum high.
Decorum what?
Hi. Anyways.
I'm so stressed.
Bele, you're going through a lot.
This guy might actually get his 5,000,
What was that?
Water corporation.
No.
It has to be a name.
It has to be a name.
Yeah.
You're losing money, guy.
Yeah, okay. Iyke, Hanks Anuku. What's that guy's name? He's still rest in peace. Ernest Azuzu were extremely bad boys back in the days. As in, those were the guys that would just say anything and do anything. Now, I understand where he's coming from, the fact that he said no one schooled them or explained to them, like, this industry.
Or they didn't see examples, right?
I don't think they did.
No, really?
Calm down now.
Or everybody in the entire industry was bad.
The industry then, it's not the industry you have now.
And then?
Calm down now.
Even if they know used to watch Hollywood, they don't see Denzel Washington.
Well, they didn't have access to a lot of. No, look, they're ill man. We know that, right? But they didn't have access to a lot of things that we have.
Anks was a great guy.
You see those three guys there?
Anks is a great guy.
You see those three?
And
what?
Anks is a great guy, and Anks is not rude though. Anks does bad boy on TV sets.
He's still the same person off set.
Well,
okay. So I have a question, my lord. May I? When you say bad boy, like what does that mean? What do you mean by that?
Stinking attitudes.
Right.
Like talking
and they
to
also
anybody
play
and
bad boy
anyhow. Right.
Because if a man likes women and stuff, I don't think that has any, like, you can keep on doing that even if you have fame. I don't think that's a bad thing for me.
So I think for Jim, he just stayed in there like, this is who I am. Then he didn't know how to differentiate his character on, you know me now, what you say, you tell your mother, I'm going to kill you. He didn't know how to take that away from real life. He just remained there. Like, okay, even when it came to real life, like, he just continued.
Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe his reality is like that, and that's why it's easy for him to act those movies. Because I've acted many times before. It's not that deep to cut away character. Because your true self will always come out.
God.
Trust me, especially as a professional actor who acts all the time. Like, how many characters does Jim Ike play that you now have an issue with stepping up? Jim Ike is his own character.
He was in almost every movie.
I'm telling you that this man, he did not choose to be. What's it called? A hot lash because of his movies. He was just like that. Period. Look at Patience Ozoko. She acted which movie all the time. Every time she talks on interview, she's the sweetest, meekest woman I've ever seen.
Kanayo, that the ritual thread is still hanging above his head.